I'll tell you, it's Christmas party season. How have your Christmas parties been going?
I've had one Christmas party.
I've had 0.
Nice.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
Merry Christmas, Peter.
Merry Christmas, DJ.
Thank you very much. I was asked yesterday, does your family do like a joint Christmas Hanukkah thing, or like how do you guys do that, or do you lean one way or the other?
Somebody just assumed that.
And I very calmly said we primarily celebrate Christmas because like we don't want like is that cultural appropriation if I just start celebrating Hanukkah just because I look like I'm Jewish? And they did not. There wasn't like the my bad kind of thing. There was just like a no reaction.
Really?
Yeah. Which
Wow.
every year I get some like, hey, happy holidays, like happy Hanukkah and everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. Like, you want to wish me a happy Hanukkah, by all means.
Yeah,
Huge fan of Hanukkah. Don't really know anything about it. Seems amazing.
I just like I guess maybe I just don't like have a stereotypical like Jewish person in my mind. I guess
Right,
where
like
I would
what,
never be like, oh, that person must be Jewish.
No, I mean it's like an archaic thing. It's I have a big nose. Like,
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
people always mistake me for Jewish.
Interesting.
They. Oh yeah. Are you serious? You didn't know that?
No, like I didn't
Big
know.
3. I
no, I
look
didn't know
Jewish. I sound Canadian. And back in the day when such stereotypes existed, people thought that I acted gay. And unfortunately, none of the 3. Of those 3, would love to be
Yeah, which one would you pick?
indifferent on being Jewish. I would probably feel just as good or bad as I feel right now if I were Jewish. I don't feel that nationality or religion has impacted this white person's life that
Right.
much. Would definitely, I've said this before, would definitely rather be gay than straight, but, you know, can't win them all.
I know.
And Canadian...
It doesn't seem like a big
that's also
step up,
like
really.
it doesn't. Well, it's not a step up; it's a step away. It's like a
In
step
what sense?
away from
like
Trump. It's like it's a step away from today's America.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's like that's more recently.
It's like I
guess.
just be like a cleaner version of myself. I'd just be a cleaner
Fair enough.
American.
One thing.
And if I were gay, I'd be a way cooler
yes,
American.
and I've said this plenty of times, but like I would have done way better romantically in my life had I been gay.
Well, that's a grass is always greener thing.
No, I don't know because or at least I could be like I would do a lot better as like the passive sort of like I'm not shooting my shot. I'll like sit back and wait.
Oh yeah,
Because I get hit on like quite a bit by way more by guys than by girls, and maybe that's because guys are more aggressive and
they're
creepy.
aggressors and problematic.
Yeah,
so
that's I mean
you get a taste of your own medicine. You've been a guy your whole life.
That's
just
true.
creeping on these girls.
Fair enough. One thing that you also
Would you ever say that you? This is like very vague, but like, would you say that you've like crept before?
Yeah, probably like in my younger days.
I think that everybody, and this is a thing as, and not to at all sound like a man defender, because boy, oh boy, that's the last thing in the world I am. But whenever I see like all men, I hate all men, blah, blah, I know that it's sarcastic, but I always want to say like somewhere out there is a woman who hates your father, who like thinks that your father was an asshole one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
For either romantically or whatever, like maybe, I don't know, maybe they were coworkers and he was mean, maybe he was cliquey, something like that. Like, everybody who completely hates all of one thing, just so you know, the version of that thing in your life is hated by somebody out there.
Yeah.
Like, they've got a story.
That can really shatter.
Like, I think
a
my dad's the
person's
best
life.
guy in the world. I guarantee you. If
Yeah.
I put out if I did like a what's the movie with Dev Patel, the one where he uses Google to find Gudu, but Gudu's dead.
No idea.
Lion?
Sure.
Did you not see Lion?
I didn't see Lion.
Do you know
no.
what that movie is?
No. I know that it was like
Two
an
little
Oscar.
kids. Oh, it was unbelievable. 2 little kids get separated. They get lost. He gets on a train to look for his brother. Train takes off. See ya. And then he just like wakes up in like a million countries over, doesn't speak the language wherever they are, is just a lost person and has to grow up. He gets adopted by a nice Australian couple. Nicole Kidman is one of them. And he uses Google Maps to find his to find where he was from, because he thought that he knew the name of his town, and it was he thought that it was like one word, but it was two words, or he was pronouncing it wrong, and he ended up just, after years and years and years of not telling anybody that he was lost, and he's dating, what's her face? Who's the girl from The Social Network? Rooney Mara.
Yeah.
Rooney Mara's in the mix for a little bit. He distances himself from her because he's like, I'm lost, and it's this big thing. Ends up finding his brother, who died like 1 second after they got separated.
No way!
Yeah, it stinks. His brother went looking for him, and I think got hit by a train. And
got hit by the same train that was carrying Dev Patel.
That would be very ironic. He goes back. He does find his village, finds his mom.
That's wild.
It's an incredible movie and an incredible story. One of my friends took a job at Google and was talking about their orientation and doesn't watch as many movies as I do. And she was like, I realized like how powerful Google can be. Do you know that a kid lost his family and using Google, and I was, but she didn't know that it was a movie. Oh, no. So I got to act very worldly, and I was like, I do. His name, the brother was Gudu, and the kid was Saru.
Was it based on a true story? The movie?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought that she was just like movie.
I don't think Google hires people who they're like, hey, we're just going to show you a movie where they use Google in it, and this is an example of why we're great.
That would have been way funnier.
We're going to show you the movie The Internship. Is it The Intern or The Internship? The Intern.
The Intern is the Robert De Niro one, isn't it?
And that movie's good, right?
Yeah, it's okay. It's normal. It's the one where the guy from Workaholics cheats on somebody.
Yeah, Durs cheats on Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
And it's very tough to tell during the movie whether or not there's supposed to be some sort of romantic link between Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. Yeah. Why? It wouldn't be crazy.
No, I guess not, but it would have been fucking weird.
Heart wants what it wants. But I do think that he's I think that he gets a massage in the beginning of it. His wife's dead. He gets a massage and then falls for the masseuse, I believe, something like that.
This sounds like a Bad Mom's Christmas, where the masseuse massages the guy with the huge dick and like sexual assaults him.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was Catherine
I thought the
Hahn's
masseuse,
character.
right? The masseuse has a huge, or no, she's the masseuse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and her job,
yeah.
which Phoebe does that too.
Yeah, right.
She is
the
like
worst.
that fulfills so many bad stereotypes. Like
that's why guys go to massages. They're like, "Oh, I just got a massage, and I'm gonna get a massage, and you never know what might happen."
Have you ever gotten a massage before?
Yeah.
I never have. I thought about it. I had a big day at work like 5 months ago. I was putting a lot. I've told the story about this day where I was putting a lot of pressure on myself because I was hosting a show just by myself for the first time where it's me, and if anything goes wrong, guess whose fault that is? That guy, the only guy that you're seeing. So I was very stressed about it, and my plan was to get a massage that morning. I was like, I'll get a massage. I've never had a massage before, never gotten a massage, and I like Googled like, how do you get a massage? Like, how do you go get, like, where do I go? How do I sign up? What does it cost? I don't know. And then I was like, there's a different way to relieve stress. And then I just went to Five Guys.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I've done a massage. I actually think that acupuncture is better than massages.
Really?
Yeah. I've done acupuncture a bunch of times, and cupping is the fucking bomb.
You've done cupping?
Oh, yeah. It's the best.
My guy Gary Streisky was big into cupping back in the day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the most painful thing for like 2 minutes, and then it is the most relieving thing for the next however many days. It rules.
You know what that sounds like?
Sex.
Yeah.
Nice. One thing that...
Does that qualify as a sex joke?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was just a sex conversation.
Yeah.
Just a couple of guys...
Just talking sex.
Couple of guys having a... I think that when people talk about sex and it's like they do it as like a serious thing, it's not as interesting. Like I think that like a conversation about sex has to be somebody saying something uncomfortable, and then like you kind of cringe and you're like, oh, that guy's kind of a douche. When people have like actual, like almost academic conversations about sex, not for me.
Yeah, no, not at all. If I can't make a joke, then it's not a conversation about sex that I'm interested in.
Well, like, or just like when someone's having like an academic conversation about sex, every time they say something, be like, well, kind of like sex. sounds like they're like, oh, well, and then like the lover isn't satisfied. Blah. I'd be like, oh, you know what that sounds like?
Sex.
My sex life.
Yeah. One thing.
Let's name this one academic conversation. An academic conversation about sex.
Hell yeah, I'm down with that.
The least sexy sex podcast ever.
That was a synchronized.
That was a Seinfeld thing. We both took a sip of our coffee because the conversation turned to sex, and that made us both very uncomfortable. And we were like, maybe the other person could talk now.
Speaking of coffee, you're usually the coffee guy in this podcast.
Big coffee boy.
Because you're always the one.
I'm always on the go.
Yeah, you're always the one traveling. You're always playing the road game.
Yeah.
And today, I became the coffee guy, and I understand why you like being the coffee guy.
Why?
It's a very cool feeling to walk out of Starbucks with like 2 coffees.
With multiple, yeah. And also to give somebody a coffee. To be like, hey, here's your coffee.
Unexpected. Very cool move. But honestly, I felt like cool as shit when I walked out of Starbucks with 2 coffees.
Because that second one could be for anybody.
Exactly.
They don't know it's for me.
Exactly. I could be going anywhere. That could be for anyone.
Yeah.
I could just be a 2 coffee guy. You never know. But honestly, to walk out with a little bit of mystery attached to me, to be like, where's that guy going with
Absolutely.
2 coffees? Awesome move.
Well, that's why I do the thing sometimes. I do the thing where I go from smiling to once the person can't see me anymore, I do like the dead face. I've told you about that, right?
Yeah, where like
they do that in
somebody
movies
else
all the
sees
time.
you.
I feel like whenever Sandra Bullock is up to something in a movie, she does like the, hi, I'm being charming, okay, they're gone.
I'm gonna kill them.
I don't care about that person at all. They gave me my coffee. That is cool. Or like you could be, I don't know, like maybe you could be, you've gone back to school and now you've got an internship and now like you're getting coffees. You're working your way back up to the top. Like you could have had there could be a whole backstory when somebody has 2 coffees.
Yeah, it's just like it's sort of just like a wonder what that guy's got going on.
Yeah,
like he's doing something. He's about to go do something, and he needs an extra coffee.
Do you ever go out for coffee and then just bring it back to your apartment and drink it?
I rarely go out for coffee and like drink it at a place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a very cool thing to do. I just don't do it very often.
I've got a favorite coffee shop, and what's very cool is it's also a favorite coffee shop of our friend Steve Buckley.
Oh, then it's a fucking amazing coffee shop.
We legitimately have like a friends central perk like thing going on where we don't coordinate with each other. That hey, Summer,
get up.
Where we don't coordinate with each other. Hey, want to hang out at the coffee shop? We just see each other there so often, and we'll just sit down and have coffee together. Sometimes one of us will be doing work. It's a really cool thing.
Rules.
It's like a fun development in my life. It's been going on for a few months now.
Yeah, I'm very, very jealous. I may have to rent an apartment and your place of residence so that I can get in on that.
Yeah.
That seems like a very cool thing.
It is. It's just a...
I'd like to do things with somebody sometime.
It's like... you sound like my Venmo comments. If anybody hasn't listened before, probably said this a million times, but a very fun Venmo trick to do is go on Venmo where it has the feed of all the transactions that's going on. Pete paid DJ whatever, and it's for bowling or something. Comment on it. I'd love to do something like that sometime with an exclamation point.
Just to like somebody that you're not great friends with.
Especially, right. Mainly do it when it's someone you know paying or receiving someone you don't know. So maybe someone's in a new relationship and it's like drinks. You comment, oh, I would love to get drinks sometime. The 3 of us should go get some drinks.
It's also like a good move for like, it's like, ooh, funeral flowers. It's like, ooh, sorry, Love to hang out, though.
Right. Oh, that reminds me! Exclamation point. Little things like that. Just mainly just commenting. Really, there's anything you can say on Venmo is super. Why is there a comment option on Venmo?
Why does that exist?
Premise of this.
Yeah, why does that exist? The moves to like the quote unquote social media commenting on like not really social media platforms is such a wild concept to me.
Yeah.
Like when people, I've heard of people hitting on others like via LinkedIn messaging.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, why would anybody do that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it would be a lot easier and more socially acceptable to be like, ooh, that person's cute. Maybe I'll look them up on Instagram and then send them an Instagram message or something.
You know what? Though, come to think of it, I'm realizing I've been hit on LinkedIn before.
Really?
Yeah. This girl was like... She was like... I forget what she said. She said, like, congratulations on your 10-year anniversary, your 10-year work anniversary at WEI, where I haven't worked in, like, 4 years. She was, like, all over me.
Yeah, or she could have just been...
I'm kidding. That's, like, a very automatic thing.
Yeah,
where
they
it's
have, like the congratulate
somebody. Why would...
I was going to say, like, she was all...
This one girl was like, happy birthday, and I was like, relax.
She was all over me. She was like, thank you for sending me your resume. We'll get back to you shortly.
That is the worst when you are like sending out feelers for a job or something and you say like, hey, here are some clips, here's my resume, and then they get super inappropriate. The hiring manager will respond and be like, hey, this sounds good, let me take a look. And you're like, this is strictly professional, please.
You don't get a look-see until like the third date usually.
Yeah.
Back off, lady. I've got self-respect.
It doesn't need to be a lady. I've gotten like, hey, we'll review your application from guys, women, everybody.
It's very inappropriate.
It's very, well, like they're in a position of power and they're giving me the whole song and dance about like,
hey,
thanks for getting in touch. Like,
maybe I can do something for you. I'll review your resume.
And then what happens? Then they want to meet with you. Then that's always it next. Hey, can you come in?
Is there a number I can reach you at?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, maybe when I feel like
Let's keep it over here, please.
I have not given you my consent.
Okay, you've taken it too far. All right, riff game over. Yeah. Hey, do you guys know about Robinhood? Do y'all know about Robinhood? Because I do. It's an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. They strive to make financial services work for everyone, not just the wealthy. It's the good thing about it, it's not very intimidating. And as you could tell by the way I said ETFs, I sound like a person who would be intimidated by a stock market situation, but it's not intimidating, so that's very good. If you want to invest for the first time with confidence, you can do it. It's simple, it's intuitive, it's got a clear design with data presented in an easy-to-digest way. There's no commission fees. Other brokerages, you're going to pay, $10 for every trade. Robinhood doesn't charge those fees. You just trade stocks and you keep all of your profits. It's got easy to understand charts and market data. You place a trade in just 4 taps of your smartphone. And the web platform also lets you view stock collections such as entertainment, social media. You got curated categories like female CEOs. If you don't like to use female as a noun, you don't have to. And although female, it wasn't a noun there, and it's got analyst ratings. You can buy, hold, sell for every stock.
Oh, this is a guy that knows finance.
You learn by doing. You learn how to invest as you build your portfolio. You discover new stocks and track favorite companies with personalized news feed, custom notifications
this guy knows
for
money.
Price movements, so you never miss the right moment to invest. All right.
Money man.
So you thought you've heard it all? Here comes the call to action, baby. Robinhood is giving listeners free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to build your portfolio. Sign up at brunch.com/Robinhood. That's brunch.com/Robinhood. Now, the last time we did one of these, there was only one note, and it said, do not say what to invest in or not invest in. And we immediately said, do not invest in Tesla. So this time, I'm not telling you what to do. Robinhood, do what you want.
Robinhood, have it your way.
I'll tell you, it's Christmas party season. How have your Christmas parties been going?
I've had one Christmas party.
I've had 0.
Nice. Well, there's the cold open.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've had one. I had a Christmas party at home last weekend. It was a fucking fantastic move.
A little staycation party.
Oh yeah. Threw on some matching jammies, baked some cookies, made a little chicken parm.
Nice.
With pasta.
Sounds like a meevening.
Oh yeah. It was an us-vening.
Ooh, a weavening.
Yeah, a weavening.
Yeah.
Damn it! You're so much better.
I'm right. Like it's only when I'm on. Like when I am off, I suck.
Yeah.
I was on last night at work, and it was kind of like the first time in a long time I've been on. And everyone was like, "Ooh, what's gotten into you? You've got a little bite to you. You got a little snarl." And I was like, "This is how I'm supposed to be."
Yeah. This is what I could be.
Yes, exactly. This is my potential.
This is what it would be like if I wasn't the worst all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was great. Watched Home Alone.
Ooh.
Man, Home Alone is my favorite fucking Christmas movie of all time.
Original Saw.
Was that your favorite Christmas movie?
No, it's just Home Alone is the original Saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was one big takeaway that I had from Home Alone that I don't remember from any of my previous 50 viewings of it. The uncle in that movie who's like the biggest.
He's a cheapskate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but the line that he delivers when Kevin spills the milk.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the most biting, mean line of all time.
Look what you did, you little jerk. Jerk.
Oh God! When an adult calls a kid a jerk, it is meaner than most non-slurs.
And that is that was such an innocent little thing.
Yeah.
That little kids do that all the time. They spill shit. They just make messes. They're children. They cause chaos.
When I was being an asshole when I was a little kid, like every now and then, not often, but my dad would be like, "DJ, quit being a jerk," and I'd be like, "Fuck, am I being a jerk?"
But it's like one thing if your parent says it to you, like stop being a little jerk. But if
I don't know, that hurts.
A parent's brother. If your dad's brother would ever be like, "Look what you did, you little jerk."
Well, no one's ever figured out what the relationship is supposed to be between uncles/aunts and nephews/nieces. No one's ever perfected that. Like, there's...
yeah, but you don't get to treat him like your own child. Like, if your dad calling you a little jerk stings, your uncle definitely can't call you a little jerk.
Yeah, but I feel like there's always supposed to be some sort of judgment that comes from... not in your immediate family. And I've said this to people in my family before. I've been like, hey, the judgment, the little snide remarks, that's for like outside family to do. That's for uncles and aunts, that's for cousins, that's what we get to do. That's how we bond.
The subtle stuff.
But when we're all around, you keep your fucking mouth shut about me. They'll make the comments, okay?
Yeah.
We got to take care of our own.
Yeah.
And that's my relationship with my family.
I guess, I was more just taken aback by the absolute...
That guy sucks, though.
Oh, yeah, right. He's like a dickhead.
Yeah.
But the fact that, so early on in the movie, they established that guy is a real piece of shit.
Huge cheapskate.
Yeah, but I think the bigger thing that I took away was that, Kevin's parents didn't say anything or sort of be like, hey, back off a little bit. That's the role of the parents to be like, hey, I got this.
Oh, so now this is me being a hypocrite. I absolutely, if and when I have children, if my sisters or brother-in-law, whomever, I think this is pretty cool. Don't look into this, but I think that people don't know what I have in my family. That makes me so proud of myself. If the aunts or uncles of my children are rude to my kids, I'm not going to do that confrontation. I'm just going to be like, hey, son, you just got to wear it for a little bit. They're going to go home, and then we'll talk shit about them.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the context of Kevin McAllister just getting really piled on by everybody.
Oh, yeah. I feel so bad. And I have definitely had those before, where you just feel, even as an adult, where you're like, man, you know what? I just can't win today.
Right.
I'm just getting endless shit.
On.
Yeah, and if I leave and go somewhere else, just the universe has decided I'm getting shit today.
Those people are gonna know
Yeah.
That it's their job to make my life worse today.
A John Wick 2 memo went out and said, hey, everybody, let's get DJ today. You know when they say, hey, everyone, you get to kill John Wick?
The hit goes out.
The hit goes out, and everyone's mean to me. So I have not had any Christmas or holiday parties so far. Actually, why did I lie? I went to one Saturday. That ruins this whole bit I had. But it was during the day. It was friends who used to have a holiday party every year, and they had a kid. So now it's a holiday open house. So it was during the day. So maybe it just didn't feel as much like a party, but we were just like hanging out, drinking, and then we went to a bar. So that was a party. But
sounds like a party.
This happened. One of my friends used to have a holiday party every year, and then he Tim Britton of The Athletic got a job in New York, moved to New York. His party situation is no longer relevant to me because if he throws a party, I'm not going to New York for that party, and he's probably not inviting me. So there was some texting among some friends who usually went to that party to say, hey, so who's throwing the party this year? We should still have that party. And I sent it to two people, and one of them said, oh, funny you guys should ask. I am having a holiday party next week. You guys should come by. So just somebody else in that group decided, yes, we will keep that going, and we will not invite DJ and this one other person. When you find out who the one other person is, you will laugh very hard because it's very fitting of, hey, let's not invite DJ. Let's also not invite this person.
Who is it?
We're on very equal footing. It's whatever. Evan Drellick.
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
It's let's keep that party going. Tim can't be there. That stinks. But while we're losing people, let's get rid of DJ.
let's cut the dead weight.
Right. So that was fun. Anyway, it has made my lack of Christmas parties and holiday parties has actually made for a kind of exciting pre-Christmas season because the Christmas party to which I'm most looking forward now, for the first time in forever, is Christmas. Ooh. I'm going to go to Portland. I'm in charge of beer for the party. Oh, so wow. I'm doing what Phoebe did when she was in charge of cups and ice at the party and was like, you want cups and ice? This is going to be all the decorations are going to be cups. There's going to be snow cones. It's going to be
This is a cups and ice party.
Yeah, I am turning, this is going to be like a DJ cups and ice Christmas. Night Shift is sending me a new dark sour they're making.
What?
I'm gonna go to Portland. I'm gonna hit like Bissell Brothers, Good Fire, Foundation, get all the really good stuff. I'm gonna show up to Christmas with the most outrageous variety of the most incredible beer. I'm giving myself way too high of a budget because I'm just doing you know what? Your Christmas presents that you're gonna get people are probably gonna suck because Christmas presents in general suck. So, these days for adults.
I got a little Christmas presents thing to hit on later, but let's keep going with this.
So, you know what? Let me know. I asked Field. I said, hey, you want me to grab you anything? He said no, but pretty cool. Field and I were just swapping some texts. That's my guy.
That is a big social thing. I always feel good about myself when I have a reason to text Field.
Field is an incredibly prompt texter.
Yes, he is.
I texted him on a Sunday about this.
I feel like
Field and he was back to me within seconds. His job is football.
Yes, but I also feel like Field is on top of everything in his life, and there's nothing that he's bad at.
Yeah, he could get an automated text from a bank that's like, hey, we had a problem with your whatever. And he would respond and solve it right away, which is,
Congratulations to the lady that is marrying that guy because
Field is just
he will take care of everything.
Field's an incredible person.
Yes. So I actually had a beer experience myself this week, tied back to Portland.
Oh, I've had a beer experience in my day.
No, I went to my favorite liquor store, which has everything, and it has a massive collection of craft beers and stuff like that. I went there and they have they have a Portland section. They have a Portland shelf.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about craft beer cellar?
No.
Okay.
But I went. They have a Portland whole section, and they have no Oxbow. And I was like,
go to craft beer cellar. I went there
really?
On Saturday for this holiday day baby thing, and one of my coworkers has a side gig at Craft Beer Cellar.
Okay.
And
where is that?
Belmont Center.
Okay.
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but look what we just got. And I told him I was going to Portland. He was like, oh, speaking of Portland, do you like Oxbow? And I was like, they actually make probably my favorite beer, which is the Farmhouse Pale Ale, which is a Saison. It's just the best, like, straight...
All of their beers are fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. I have a sentimental attachment to that beer because the first time I went to a concert by myself, which was Ween in Portland, I went to Bissell all day. My friend who I was at Bissell with, I offered her my extra ticket. She was like, definitely not going to that. So I went by myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab one beer, and I'll just get whatever they had. And because it was Portland, they had friggin' Oxbow, and it was the Farmhouse Pale Ale. And I was like, if this isn't the most delicious beer I've ever had in my life... So he was like, yeah, do you like Oxbow? And I was like, yeah, they actually make one of my favorite beers. And he was like, well, we just got this in. And it was the Farmhouse Pale Ale. So I got that. And I was going to get a bunch, but I was like, you know what? I'll let the other customers get some. But yeah, you can get the Farmhouse Pale Ale, craft beer cellar in Belmont Center. So shouts out to Craft Beer Cellar. That's not an ad. Shouts out to Night Shift. Not an ad. And shouts out to Field Yates. Yeah. Not an ad.
So I went to the liquor store. They have a whole fucking shelf of stuff, and they didn't have any Oxbow. And I was like, what the hell? They had like Lone Pine. They had Liquid Riot. They had like pretty much everything from fucking Portland.
They didn't have Bissell, did they?
No.
Yeah.
But so I asked them, and I was like, do you guys not have any Oxbow? And he was like, what's that? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, are you kidding me?
And this is a liquor store?
Yes.
Which store?
Giorgio's on Winter Street. And I was offended.
Yeah.
And I took matters into my own hands. I put it in the suggestion.
Ooh. A strongly worded suggestion.
Yes, I sure did.
You need to unlock your iPhone first.
I've got a suggestion for you. Show some professionalism. You have a little respect for the process. Shouts Matt Patricia, not an ad.
That was my experience. And also, while we're talking about Christmas presents, I did the thing this year where like made an agreements with pretty much everybody that it was like I've fallen on hard times financially. I'm not doing so well.
Oh yeah.
So
join every club I've ever been in.
I know. So I have basically made arrangements with like everybody this year. It's like, hey, let's set a price limit.
Let's keep this to macaroni art.
Yes, let's do small gifts. I regret that with every fiber of my being. I wish that
you wish you could just throw money at the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is way harder and way more stressful to do like a $50 minimum gift and get something that you are one, excited about, or like two, feel is like a worthy Christmas gift.
Yeah.
I wish that I could have just like gotten something that's one thing that's like $150 and just been like done. All right, now time to enjoy Christmas. I'm stressing the fuck out because I do not know what to get anybody.
Yeah. You know what you should do? You should get a side gig at
just run away.
Craft Beer Cellar and then just like embezzle a bunch of beer. Be drinking Farmhouse Pale Ales all day.
But like
they let you drink on the job. I don't think they do.
That wouldn't really solve my problems because I don't have like a lot of beer drinkers in my life. Like not a lot of like enthusiastic beer drinkers that I would buy Christmas presents.
That's what's so cool about this. That I'm gonna bring all this beer. Only one of my sisters and my brother-in-law care about beer. So no one's going to appreciate it except for the three of us. That's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, that's a cool little Christmas thing for you guys. Maybe, I guess, if I got a little side gig at Craft Beer Cellar, I could get drunk and just worry about my problems a little bit less temporarily.
Yeah, like downers? Yeah, that's a huge... shouts out idea. Self-medicating.
Yes. we got an ad read.
Shouts out sponsor.
We're going to talk about the new Spider-Man movie coming up, which is going to be a very fun discussion. But you know what's not a fun discussion a lot of the times?
Spider-Man books.
That and life insurance. Deeply unfun topic. Most people don't like thinking about dying. We do. But they definitely...
Imagine choosing to advertise with this podcast.
Most people don't like thinking about dying, and they definitely don't like thinking about insurance. We love both. But actually...
I was going to say, like... 2 out of 3, or half. I don't care about insurance.
Batting 500. Yeah. But actually, having life insurance feels great. This is great copy. And getting that.
So somebody else. So I die and somebody else cashes in.
Yeah, best win-win.
I guess now we're going to get a just a little note, you made life insurance sound bad.
No, but life insurance really is a win-win. You die and somebody else profits.
Exactly.
But life insurance feels great. Getting that peace of mind doesn't need to be complicated. That's where Policy Genius comes in. Policy Genius is the easy way to get life insurance. In minutes, you can compare quotes from top insurers to find the coverage that you need at a price that you can afford.
It says you get peace of mind easy. I think that the policy, what's it called?
Policy Genius.
Policy Genius is writing some checks. I don't know if its
Well,
mouth can cash.
but if we're dead-
if it's life insurance, checks can cash.
But if we're dead, we have peace of mind. Eventually. It comes.
Well, we have
eventually.
rest and peace of mind.
Yes, exactly. From there, you can apply online, and the unbiased advisors at Policy Genius will handle all the red tape, or yellow tape because you're dead, leaving you free to do all the things that you actually enjoy, like dying.
So to clarify, this was an accident or like a homicide?
Hey, you never know.
I don't think there's yellow tape when someone just dies normally.
If it's like a car accident.
Like he died in his sleep. The police then
They
came,
roped
set
up
up a
the
crime
house.
scene. Set up a crime scene just for a little bit, walked around, dusted the place.
That'd be really cool, though.
That'd be if until the
coroner's office.
right, until like they come to get
Yeah.
the body. It's got to be a crime scene.
Hazard zone, man. Policy Genius doesn't just make life insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for disability insurance to protect your income, homeowners insurance, or auto insurance, they can help you get covered fast. So, if you've been intimidated or frustrated by insurance in the past, give Policy Genius a try. Just go to policygenius.com to get your quotes and apply in 10 minutes. You can do the whole thing on your phone right now. Policy Genius, the easy way to compare and buy life insurance. Have fun dying.
Okay, let us talk Spider-Man 2. It's a cartoon.
Yes, it
It's
is.
What's it called? Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
And before this came out, everyone was saying, "Hey, everyone, this is a good one.
Yep, everybody was doing boners.
Watch out for this one. This is a good one." And they were right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I loved it.
Yeah, loved it. Absolutely one of the funnest movies that I've seen this year.
Which is saying something because two of the funnest movies ever came out this year.
Yes, Paddington and Mamma Mia 2.
Yeah, I like this is high on the list of movies that I've seen overall. I think I legitimately thought it was really, really good. I'm not the biggest superhero guy, as you all know, but I loved the last Spider. I liked the Spider-Man Homecoming. I thought that was great. Liked this a lot. This one told a story of different dimensions.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to be honest
had
with
a bunch of different Spider-Mans.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was quite skeptical and quite less excited about this movie than a lot of people seem to be. One, because it's a cartoon, and I do think that the animation style takes a little getting used to. I wasn't like overly excited about the fact that it was presented that way when I first saw it, but we'll get to this later. It's fucking unbelievable.
Well, yeah, let's talk about
But the second reason that I was like sort of apprehensive about this movie was the entire like interdimensional fucking aspect to it.
Well,
that just doesn't have a lot of appeal to me.
With any movie that has like different dimensions and stuff like that, like I'll just come out and admit I never understand it, and I just kind of section off that little area of the movie, and I'm like, all right, so I know that this is the part I don't understand. Let's control what we can control and understand the rest of it. So like when two people are talking to each other, I understand they're speaking to each other. I can work with that, and I like that part. But when there's a thing they keep meeting with, like it's like fire.
They show like a solar
glowing.
system.
Yeah, and I just know I'm like I don't know what that is.
Exactly.
I think, but if it makes sense, I understand that I don't know what it is. So I'm like that's the thing that I don't know. They have to get back to the thing that I don't know what the rules are or what it is.
The only thing that I ask is that they make it easy enough for me to put to the side and be like, okay, that's not going to get understood by me, but
but it's okay.
Let's move past it.
It can be big and it can be there.
Right,
I just don't know what it is.
I don't want it hanging over me. I don't want it like ruining the rest of the movie, forcing me to try to understand that thing.
Well, what's good if you haven't seen it is it does not require, and this is for kids, and Like, I'm almost as smart as a kid, so if I didn't understand what that is, they know that their audience doesn't understand what that is.
Right.
So it's going on a lot of the time. There's a lot of fire. Sometimes it's lights instead. But you don't need to understand what it is. Just know that at some point they want to get Spider-Man back to that thing. All you gotta know.
Yeah. And the entire climax of the movie takes place in like this...
Around that thing.
And it's a very trippy sort of thing that I had no idea what was happening.
Different colors depending on what hits it.
But it's literally like, it's fine. It's a very enjoyable, very... you don't have to fully understand or comprehend like what's at stake.
Oh, yeah. No, you can... It's, again, as long as you don't panic over not understanding...
Right.
You're fine.
Right.
So
exactly.
just trust the process, and you will get through it. It had some great people in it.
Dude, the cast is unbelievable.
Awesome cast.
I did not realize.
Shouts out my guy Mahershala.
Yes.
Shouts out John Mulaney in the role he was born to play,
Spider-Ham,
which is a Peter Porker, aka Spider-Ham, which is just Porky Pig in a Spider-Man costume.
Which, credit to The Simpsons. I know that The Simpsons did it first.
Spider-Pig, that's
it's
right.
a fucking huge thing, but they did Spider-Pig first. So.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Why is everyone cool with that?
I don't know.
But
they did it. They did it in a cool way. They had John Mulaney do it. This, honestly, like one of the best parts of this movie for me was the fact that I did not look up the cast beforehand, and I just kept getting hit in the face with like A-list actors or like celebrities that were just thrown into very weird roles.
It allows you to realize that while they look very different, the inflection and really the roles served in any sort of voice acting thing is the exact same for Nicolas Cage, who's in this movie, and Nick Offerman, who is not in this movie.
Yeah, I suppose
Nicolas Cage plays Noir.
Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah. He's a black and white Spider-Man, and there's always wind blowing.
Yes.
And he's
like Sin City Spider-Man.
Yeah, and they have him do very, very little, perfect amount of Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is so fascinating because how many other actors are universally understood to be bad,
but
and
people still fucking love them?
And like they're like, hey, so we made a movie and it stars that guy. It stars the guy that
everybody agrees.
He only stars in stuff too, and he's the Ben Stiller of drama or of action, right?
What do you mean?
Because everyone knows that Ben Stiller is bad.
Really? I don't consider Ben Stiller to be that bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, like Ben Stiller is like he's not like nothing he does is good.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't come away from Ben Stiller movies feeling that way.
Oh no, that's his reputation.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's
tricked me.
He's a funny like bit character. Obviously, he's good in
I've liked Ben
Happy
Stiller
Gilmore,
in so much
Dodgeball, things like that. But like the Heartbreak Kid, where he's got to be a leading man, it's always a disaster. Along Came Polly.
I thought that he was good in Along Came Polly. That movie is hilarious.
I don't remember the movie well enough. Just
awesome.
know it is understood that Ben Stiller's kind of...
Also, I like that movie, the one where he plays like the guy at Life magazine.
That's Shattered Glass, and that's Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, no. It's him and Kristen Wiig, and I forget what the movie's called, but that movie's pretty good too.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think the cast was fucking unbelievable. I caused a bit of a stir when I tweeted.
Yeah, who cares? Why do people get mad?
Because, like, I guess the way that I phrased the tweet was pretty dumb. Like, in retrospect,
like, cool surprise that they're. Yeah.
I was like, oh man, so glad that I didn't look up the cast of this movie, or else I wouldn't have been pleased when I saw unexpected Nicolas Cage show up. Right. Which, like, in retrospect, one of my dumber tweets. In the way that
you're basically saying like, so glad nobody tweeted what I'm tweeting right now.
Exactly.
That guy would have sucked.
But you know what? I don't care. The purpose of Twitter is for me to shout things about my own personal feelings and without any regard for what happens to you.
I've decided now, and it's taken me I've long been on board thinking that we're in the dumbest time, but now I think, now that the Carrie Underwood, Jessica S., I don't want to mispronounce her name has been said to me a million times, and I forget what it is, but she's friends with Charlotte. After what Carrie Underwood did to her, I am now aware that we should never be surprised by what garbage can happen on Twitter. And it is, if we're on Twitter,
that's a weird
if we're on Twitter,
then
we're asking for whatever bad stuff happens because Twitter is all bad.
Yeah. So a few people got mad at me. They were like, "Wow, spoiler alert! Like, no, you ruined it for
Too
everybody
bad.
else."
Shouldn't have been on Twitter. It's bad. That's where people go to be bad.
First of all, Nicolas Cage was announced to be in this movie 5 months ago. Just because I was personally ignorant that he was not in the
Right.
movie does not make it a big fucking secret. Second of all, he was like a minor character, and I did not spoil like what character he plays or what role that he has in the movie. And 3, like, it's the Sunday after the movie was released. It's been 3 days. Like, if you are so fucking concerned about not finding out who's in this movie...
We're conditioned to be mad online.
Yeah, exactly.
We're conditioned to see something that and be like, oh, hey, that might have stunk for me. It didn't, but I'm going to tell you that it might have.
And I will say, one of the guys who did get quote-unquote mad is a performative asshole.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he's like, he whines about fucking everything to me. And he like tries to find something wrong in everything that I say. So I fucking hate that.
You know what's weird? There was someone who tweets at me constantly. They tweet everybody in the media, and clearly there's some sort of mental health thing going on there where the
underlying issue where they're pissed at somebody all the time. Or
no, not necessarily, but you can just tell, or it's safe to guess that they're not completely healthy. They might have some stuff going on. And whether it's positive, negative, it's just often persistent. There's a lot of it. And I saw, like, somebody blew them up as being like, hey, you're a real jerk. What's wrong with you and everything? And I was like, I just kind of consider that something actually might be wrong with that person. So, like, while we're conditioned to drag everyone who says anything bad, I know that, like, I'm not great at always ignoring it, but consider that if we're going to drag someone who's actually got something going on, is it more helpful to drag that person? Or I don't know what we could do to help that person out, but I would rather ignore it than potentially make it worse.
Also, I feel like a lot of the times, like, if you're exposed to somebody's bullshit, like, over and over again, you can come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
But, like, somebody...
Maybe they're seeing it for the first time.
Exactly. So, that's, like, a tough line to draw.
I've reached the point in my life where I'm now sympathetic to Twitter trolls.
Yeah. Things have gotten pretty low.
They're like, hey, I hate you. You're the worst. You're terrible. You shouldn't have any job. I'm like...
Oh, man.
I want to give this person a hug. Don't be mean to this person.
So, yeah, the animation.
Distracting.
I want to talk about the animation.
Incredible, but distracting.
It takes a little bit to get used to.
Yeah.
I will for sure say that. I had to actually literally double check to see
same thing.
That I was not in a 3D movie.
And I texted you and I said, did you see it in 3D or does 3D even exist? Is it 2D? There's some... The foreground always looks amazing, but there's some background issues that go on.
There's a lot of, like, out of focus blurring happening in the background. Like, one of the earliest scenes that I really noticed it was, like, in the cop car. Yeah. That was one of the early ones, and I was like, wait a second. It literally feels like you're watching a 3D movie without the glasses.
Right, and I know that... I'm assuming they're trying to keep it consistent with how comic books are, where the foreground is so bold. Yeah. And the background is kind of this, like, almost hazy type of thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it looks completely like you are watching a 3D movie without the glasses. The only way you can tell that you're not is that the foreground looks so strong. Right. So it's very... And it stinks because, like, the images are so great, but it's really, really distracting.
It can be if you allow yourself to just get distracted by it. I found that, like, after 15 minutes, I kind of adjusted
once I gave
and became acclimated.
Yeah. But that shouldn't happen, though. You shouldn't have to do that.
I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt because I at the end of the day, I love that they went with this animation style. I think that the movie looks fucking amazing, and it's such a refreshing change of pace in my mind from, like, the Pixar, like, Minion style animation that is sweeping everything at this point. I'm very, very glad that they did it in the way that they did it, and I think that the end result is something that's super unique.
Can I tell you something?
And it's very, very cool that they did it in the comic book style.
You're giving them too much credit. If they knew that this was going to be received this way, do you think that they would have? Do you think that if they focus grouped the hell out of it and saw that people saw it that way, you think they would take another couple months, smooth that out?
What, like the background?
Yeah. I think they would. I don't think that it's necessarily a completely intentional thing. I think it's like this.
I'm not saying it's
this
intentional.
was like a side effect of the style they went for, and they could have curbed it.
Sure, but I'm not trying to make the case that it's intentional. I'm trying to make the argument that I'm willing to let them get away with it because I like this style so much. Like, I'm willing to give them that error.
I expect better. I mean, it's 2000. I do think the animation is really cool.
Would
but
you
it's
rather
2018? We can get everything perfect if we want it. And
would you rather have that with that error, or instead have like?
It's not one or the other. It's not one. If you're going to do that, you got to do it better.
Well, if gun to my head, if I have to pick one to the other, I'm going to pick this one with the 15 minutes of distraction.
So, if you were to grade the animation, what would you grade it?
Idea-wise and like storyboard-wise, I guess.
100.
Like, yes,
Yeah.
100. Execution-wise,
60.
probably like a no.
Are you going to say 90?
Like 85 to 90 range.
If there's a glaring issue, like something that you and I can notice, that's huge.
But if you can adjust yourself to it and
you shouldn't have to,
and it does not affect you.
This is a Spider-Man movie. It's supposed to be accessible.
After 15 minutes, it is. It was completely acceptable.
This is not like a Kendrick Lamar record. There should be no chewing to be done.
I'm also willing to.
They failed a little bit. We can say that. I loved the movie.
Sure,
they
but
failed.
I'm also willing to say that like there's maybe a large possibility that this was an intentional thing that we don't get.
But if it was a distraction,
smart.
is that a good thing? If it's a Spider-Man movie, which is made for the dumbest people who can understand what that fire thing going on is, then I'm giving this movie credit for being very good. This was they did part of it wrong. They messed up part of it. They didn't do part of it as well as they could have.
It wasn't as big of an issue.
I hold the movie to it was an issue to you. You're not making as big of an issue out of it. It was an issue to you because you noticed it. You had to look it up.
I said it's not as big of an issue to me.
It's equally an issue to both of us because we both noticed it. And if our dumbasses can notice it, everybody's noticing it.
All right, whatever.
So, movie gets an F overall.
The soundtrack was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, very cool soundtrack.
The scene where Miles Morales realizes the full potential of his Spider-Man powers was like straight up goosebumps worthy. To me, especially with the way that they did the soundtrack, and him hanging upside down over the city of New York. Very, 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 very cool.
One issue I had with it, it's a PG movie, and there's a jump scare.
A jump scare?
Yeah.
When was there a jump scare?
When the bad guy is looking for him in his room, there's a corner turn. It's like a Thunder Mountain Railroad of jump scares. It's not like a Six Flags ride, but it's like a and like it's very, very mini. It's not gonna. It didn't ruin me. It's gonna ruin a kid though.
Well, The Lion King was rated PG, and that had one of the most traumatic experiences of graphic violence that I've ever seen in my life.
True. We won't get specific in here, but I think we can both agree Uncle Aaron's redemption arc was problematic.
Yes, he had a redemption arc, and he was a villain.
And all redemption arcs are problematic.
Exactly.
Bad guys
can't have them.
Can't. Yes.
There's no coming back.
Right. No, but I wish that we could talk more specifically about this. But isn't it such a ridiculous redemption arc?
Yeah.
Like for what that guy does.
Yeah.
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 So, huge note. So there's multiple Spider-Mans. One of them is Jake Johnson, and one of them is this young man, Miles Morales. And first of all, very quickly, Jake Johnson's great and everything like that, but in the beginning, Jake Johnson does not sound like Jake Johnson.
That's because it's not Jake Johnson.
That's not Jake Johnson?
No.
Want to make sure.
You know who it is?
Who is that?
Chris Pine.
Oh, I saw that Chris Pine was listed, and I was like, he must have been like...
He played the first Peter Parker.
Oh, so okay, because they keep they keep doing like let's start at the beginning, and they tell the story of a million different Spider-Mans. That gets old. I will tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the purpose of the movie.
You are such a Spider-Man bitch boy right now.
I'm
are defending
I'm
hell
eating
of
this movie
I liked
up.
it.
I know.
I'll tell you this.
You're complaining about like
I liked it more than you. I like this movie more than you
I
did.
doubt it.
I like this movie
it.
more than you did.
I doubt it.
And you are just being.
I doubt it.
You are so. You're.
I don't think we've ever
so
fought about
soft.
who likes a movie more.
I like this movie way more than you. You're just being so soft though.
You know, I'll say, Peter Parker,
Yeah.
hot as shit in this movie.
Oh yeah, very
he's
good.
He's a smoke.
While we're talking about good looks, though, Miles Morales has to kind of do his own thing as he's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's big into graffiti and things like that. He essentially makes a Spider-Man city jersey, and that is the hottest thing I have ever seen in the world.
And then he wears Jordans with it.
Yes,
Like he has like the like I say
he wears black, white, and red Jordans, and he makes the Spider-Man city jersey primarily black with red trim, white eyes, and just a little bit of blue. It looks great.
This was straight up. When I say that this was like one of the coolest movies of the year,
Yeah.
it was straight up a fucking cool ass movie.
It looked
It's hip as
unbelievable, with the exception of how poorly
Yes.
they messed up that one thing.
Yeah. I thought it was very funny.
Yep.
There were a lot of jokes that landed, and some of them were subtle, some of them not so much. I think that it's tough to really go for it for a lot of these movies, especially when you're making like corny ass meta jokes.
Yeah.
But the one that they have in the very beginning where they make fun of the Spider-Man 3 dancing scene, I thought was great.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm sure I got it. Maybe
Where it was like there's been plenty of Spider-Mans throughout the course of time.
Yeah.
Some of them do this, some of them do this, and then there's like the dancing one down the street.
Yeah.
That is basically a shot for shot remake of like a scene from Spider-Man 3 that is considered to be like one of the most cringeworthy scenes of all time, with Tobey Maguire when he's like infected with the Venom symbiote.
I don't know if I remember Spider-Man 3. I remember the first
It's
two.
the one where Venom's involved and he like
Venom, that's the one?
Yeah. Yes.
Eminem?
Yes. And
Dang,
he becomes like emo Spider-Man with like a shitload of confidence, and he does like this weird ass dance. You have to look up the scene on YouTube. It's
I'm
terrible.
making my best of 2018 playlist. What if I released it and it's just Venom?
It's just Thunder and Venom.
It's just Thunder was 2017,
Yeah, it
right?
was, but it's timeless.
For some reason, yeah, it is. It is a holiday classic, and it's only played once a year. Do you want to get to some stamps for this?
Yeah, my last note is that this movie is cool enough to make Catherine Hahn work as Doc Ock.
Oh yeah, she was great in it. Yeah. She was great. Haley Seinfeld was great.
But if you ever came up with the idea, it was like, okay, we're going to make a Spider-Man movie and Catherine Hahn's going to play Doc Ock, I'd been like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'd be like, you know what, with the right hair, yeah. And they gave her the right hair.
They sure did. Yeah, let's get to stamps. Mine is going to be cool as shit.
Mine is going to be better than A Star Is Born.
I thought you were going to go with liked it better than Pete.
No, I should go with liked it better than Pete. I mean, it's our call. I want to put a paragraph on there. I want to be like, Pete's so fucking soft, man.
I can come up with an alternate review.
Yeah.
And give you, I'll give you two illuminated signs, because I don't know if you've seen our sexy new graphics.
No, I thought
they're
it.
illuminated neon
Got
signs.
it. Already figured it out.
What?
We are going to post our stamps of this movie, and there will be an additional one that is just going to be a picture of Pete with my stamp on it. It says, DJ Bean says he's so soft.
Okay.